You're listening to Viking Radio, coming to you from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College.
Hello, I'm your host, Dr. Natalie Chapa. Good morning, Coastal Bend. I'm Dr. Natalie Chapa, and I've got the infamous Heidi Hovda in the studio with me today. Good morning, Heidi.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me. I'm excited.
I'm so excited that you're here. So I've lived in Corpus for 18 years, and I have a list of my favorite people in the city, and you're one of those people.
Oh my. You know a lot of people, and they're all great. How could I possibly be one of your favorite?
Because you are so real and amazing and awesome. And we were talking about another amazing, awesome person that we're going to have on the show later, Mr. Omar Lopez.
Also, one of my favorite people, too. And I know he's one of yours, Omar Lopez. You know, it's funny. I was talking to somebody last night, and I was just mentioning Omar in casual conversation. And she said, let me tell you something. This is how I know Omar is great. Because he treats, like, bartenders like they're his best friend, even if they barely know him. And he remembers details about them. And he's just always so kind to everyone. And I was like, yep, that's our Omar.
And so Mike Bratton. We've got Mike B on the
Good morning.
Straight mic today.
Love Mike. Known Mike longer than I've known most people, actually.
Over 26 years.
Yeah.
26 years
Yeah.
that you've known each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know your husband also.
You know, my husband, Carl Yell, who is a professor at Del Mar College here at theater.
So let's talk about Carl. How long has he been here at Del Mar College?
Oh, gosh, you're going to ask me things that...
Give or take.
He told me the other day, but it just doesn't stick in my head. It's like, I think it's like going on 30 years. It's somewhere in like the 30-year range. I think he came here in like 90. He did an adjunct thing here in 1992 when Sue Finley had to take like a medical break.
Okay.
And then when they had to hire him, they had to hire for her position, he stayed. So it was like around 1992. So
okay,
that sounds like 30-ish years.
And now
92, yeah.
He is a beloved professor. If you've been part of the Del Mar College drama department and program, you know Carl, right? He's a staple. He's an example of why I think Del Mar is such an amazing institution. He's a great example of that.
I mean, I'm a little biased, but I agree. I mean, I guess it is kind of weird. Like, he is my husband now. I was married to my first husband when he was my professor. I just want to make that very clear.
Let's just get this all out in the open.
There. But I mean, I was so lucky. I had the benefit of going to Del Mar right after college, right after high school. And my parents told me I couldn't be a theater major. But I did what I wanted to do.
Did they know Heidi at this point? If you don't tell
I'd done
Heidi
theater
not
in high
to
school.
do something.
Natalie, I was writing plays when I was 6 years old and making my cousins like perform them. And like by the time I had like a lot of cousins and I was 13, like my grandma saved all of the plays that I wrote, and my cousins would perform them. I would do crazy stuff like make tickets and like make a poster that had like taped onto it a ticket dispenser, and I'd shove the tickets in. Oh my God,
you were the real deal when you were a kid.
I was a child and I was an event planner. It's crazy.
That is awesome.
So yes, my parents did 100% know, but I mean, no tea, no shade to my parents. Theater people were liberals and not good Christian girls, so they did not want me to be a liberal.
And yet you fit right in.
But I just did all that time, and I hung out at the theater department. And I remember going to my very, very first audition. It was Trojan Women. And I had only auditioned for high school plays. And like I kind of would get whatever part I wanted because I was Tolosa Midway theater department.
Okay, you're a TM warrior.
Teeny, tiny. Now TM has a fantastic theater department, but when I was there, not so much. So I remember like sitting and watching the auditions and going, oh my God, these people are great. And I like had so much anxiety. I bleep and suck can I say suck? Is suck okay?
But I appreciate the bleeping. Anybody who knows beloved Heidi knows that her language is very colorful, as is mine. But you really lead with your colorful language. So we can bleep you, or you can go bleeping or banana, however you want.
Yeah, I mean, if I say
bananas,
please, if I say bananas, you know that I meant something else. So, yeah.
And so you ended up at Del Mar.
Yes.
And talk about that experience here in the drama department.
So, yeah, to finish my Trojan women story. So I was so scared and so nervous, and I was sitting there watching everybody. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to audition. And I was just sitting there quietly. And I remember Sue Finley, who the Finley Theater is named after, she said, okay, does anybody else want to audition? Anyone? Does anybody else want to audition? And she turned and she looked at me. And she said, you're new here. And I said, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to audition. And she goes, why don't you just get up there? And I was nervous and I was terrible, I'm sure. But she cast me in the chorus. And I had such a wonderful time, such a wonderful experience. And after that, I could not be a part of the theater program. And I have such deep love and admiration and respect for Sue Finley. I'm feeling like wetness starting to well up in my eyeballs. She was just so like artsy and kind, and like she was like the woman that I wanted to be, you know. And a little girl growing up in conservative Tolosa Midway, not knowing what she wanted to do with their life, like just having someone that amazing just like reach out a hand to you and say, hey, you belong here. We're your people.
She could feel your energy there that day. You know, I mean, like
she was wonderful. She was so wonderful. And God, I didn't know I was going to cry, Natalie. Bananas.
Heidi, you know me.
Fine, just draw it out. Anyway, so yeah, there was. Oh, thank you, Mike. Mike gave me
Mike B to the rescue. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I mean, just being a part of the Del Mar drama program was very impactful. Kim was wonderful. I met my lifelong friends there. I had so many great stories to tell about being a part of that program, but also like shout out to, I remember my fantastic English teacher, Norma Ayala Maynard, I think was her last name. I don't think she's here anymore. But man, she was the first woman who was like Chicana literature. You know, I hadn't really read anything. And like she was the very first person who put literature like that in front of me and kind of like exposed me to a whole new branch of literature. Up to then, I'd been reading like Tennessee Williams and Shakespeare, and that was all great. But
but she broadened that scope.
She broadened that and kind of like, I don't remember her ever using the terms intersexualism or anything like that. I just remember her saying, hey, let's read this and talk about it. And she was incredible. And she also complimented my writing, because I will say something great about TM. I had a fantastic English teacher, and I walked out of high school knowing how to write
Shout out
a
to
college level research paper, full stop.
Well, and you bring up a really good point in terms of the arts, liberal arts, fine arts, and the importance that has in a community.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times there's always this debate of either or, right? And we're always talking about workforce, but it's both. You have to have both, you know? And that's what's great, I think, about Del Mar is that, again, you want to come and you want to, you know, major in liberal arts, you can. If you want to come and do industry programs, you can do that too, but your professors are going to be top notch.
100%. And also, on that topic, I do want to add something. And I think that this gets missed in the either or conversation, and it actually makes me crazy. So I went to Del Mar, then I transferred to TMUCC, and I graduated from there with an English degree. While I'm not great at math, and while like the sciences are too sciencey for me,
Totally get it. Yes, same.
I can like understand it just enough to be able to communicate it, right? And I learned all of that through being a liberal arts person. So I took my English degree and I got a job at an oil and gas industry analyzing financial data. I didn't know anything about EBITDA. I didn't know anything about CapEx versus OpEx. I didn't know anything about cost centers and SAP and all this stuff. But I got the job. And while there was a huge learning curve on that, one of the things that I did better than all the other people who had my similar job in other regions, because I had a liberal arts degree, because I knew how to communicate, I could help our managers for all of the assets across the company do better on their forecasting and their budgeting, because I understood how to explain it to them through theater and through reading books.
It's a big production.
And I could empathize with them. I wasn't just like an accountant bot. And no offense to accountants. Like, we need them and we love them, but they're not really great at, it's kind of just the facts, man, you know?
Right. And you have to be able to tell the story.
You have to be able to tell the story. You have to be able to get people on your side.
Yes.
And also like help them understand. Like,
help them understand.
This benefits you. And I'm not saying you don't learn that from the science, from STEM, but if you've sat with an engineer for a long time,
yes, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's the just facts, man.
Right.
And
well,
like,
and I
hey,
think,
man, life is like the cracks, and you learn that in the liberal arts. You learn that by looking at a painting. Like, I love to tell people that arts isn't somebody just expressing themselves because whatever. Art is how, when you sit in church and you look up and you see the stained glass window and the lights coming through, and it gives you some kind of peace. It makes you feel
that feeling.
Something.
Yes.
And the artists that did that used math and science and to calculate, okay, this is going to be on the east window, and when it comes in at this hour, it's going to look like this when people are going to church, and it's going to evoke this feeling. That's what art is, right? It's not, oh, they're just expressing themselves and they're willy-nilly liberal, blah, 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 blah. Or,
well, and it's, again, it is that human capacity, right, to feel and experience. And there's that saying, you can tell how good a community is by the arts.
100%.
And so we have some phenomenal centers here, right? Program centers here in Corpus Christi that for 300,000, you know, I think we've got some really great places like
100%.
Aurora Arts Theater. We've got
Harbor Playhouse. You have Del Mar College Theater. You have Tamu-Sisi Theater. You have
Theater in Port Aransas.
Theater in Port Aransas.
The Rockport Art Museum.
You also have
Rockport Center for the Arts.
Rockport Center for the Arts. Thank you.
You have K-Space doing, I mean, on the visual arts side, you have
amazing
K-Space
things
doing
happening at K-Space.
amazing work. I mean, I took art classes too, and like here, and they were wonderful. Like just, and it's especially good here at Del Mar because like so many people, most of them don't have the kind of like well-heeled, well-traveled experience in their life to understand art, and it feels intimidating if you haven't. And the teachers here make it so accessible, and they make you feel welcome. They make you feel like, hey, it's okay that you don't know enough about chiaroscuro. Let me teach you chiaroscuro. Let me teach you what impressionism is versus expressionism, and it just opens up your world, and you start to see it in a new way. And you know, we live in a time of people talking about jobs being lost because of AI. And I mean, I know an AI film when I see one. I know an AI graphic design when I see one. And I believe that people will reject it because they don't have any soul. They lack that theme. That theme that we love,
and that's
so
what we
much.
know that, and we've got professors coming on talking about artificial intelligence and the way it's going to work, and it be more of a tool, but never replacing that human spirit. Mike, I know we've got talking about the Del Mar College program. If our listeners out there are interested, if you're like, hey, I would like to take a class, or I'm interested in getting a degree at Del Mar College in the arts. where does one go to?
It's very easy. It's delmar.edu/drama, and that will take you to the best drama program in the Coastal Bend.
We'll be right back.
This is where it all starts, where dreams take off and what's next becomes clear. This is Heritage Campus at Del Mar College, home to core classes in arts, sciences, and business, with upgraded facilities and faculty who provide a quality education that transfers with you wherever you're headed. This is a place of creativity, possibility, and success. A place to excel, a place to grow. This is where you belong. Learn more at dmcdreams.com.
And again, we're here with the famous, in Corpus Christi, Miss Heidi Hovda.
We agreed it was infamous.
Okay, we're going infamous with the infamous Heidi Hovda here at Dream Street Studios, joining Mike Bratton and I, having a great conversation about the Del Mar College Art Department and Drama Department and the amazing things that art does in life. And so, Mike, I know you had a question. You had a question for Heidi. What was that question?
For the non-theater/drama people out there, what is it that the drama program at Del Mar College, what is it that it brought out of you that you didn't know was there?
So that's a really good question, because I think that anybody can take a theater class, a theater practicum class, an acting class, a film class. They teach film appreciation there. And I think what it brings out of you is just if you're not a theater person, if you've never done it before, it brings out comfort. It teaches you to be able to stand in front of people. It teaches you, you analyze. Like if you're doing a scene in Carl's acting class, you're going to read the scene. You're going to have character development. You're going to discuss people's motivations. You're going to try to understand the immediacy of what happens whenever you're performing this scene. And all of that stuff is translatable into your everyday life.
I want to take that class.
Me too.
I've never got a chance to
Sounds
take a
fun.
class like that, but I love
You should totally.
all of that.
I would
should
love
take
to
one
do
in the
that.
fall.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do Shakespeare.
Well, that they don't do shit. Carl doesn't teach Shakespeare, and if he ever gets on this,
I was going to say, we definitely need to have Carl on.
yeah, he could tell you. But no, I mean, like Sue Finley she pioneered and spearheaded like the Shakespeare Festival that Del Mar would do every year, which was great. But they teach very easy, simple classes. It's not just Shakespeare. Some of the best plays in the world that are very common, easy to understand.
Well, and let's shout out to Sue Finley. She's gotten a lot of love this morning. Hopefully the Finleys will hear this. But let's talk about some other things. You know, I met you maybe 10 years ago.
Yes, it would be 10 years now.
Your
Leadership,
Corpus
Christi.
Class 44, best of the best.
No doucheroos. Can I say that?
Yeah, I think we're good.
This time, yes.
Bing, bing, bing.
Here. Bananas.
We were best of the best. I always tell people we did not come up with that name. We were told that we were best of the best by Dr. Roland Hernandez, our chair at the time. But so we met through there, but you've also been a big part, I think, of leadership and advocacy here in the community. You've also worked in some pretty high profile places. You did a lot with the CVB for a long time, but you've also helped start and create and now have continued this wonderful project that I want to talk a little bit about. It's the Corpus Christi 7-day film project.
Correct. This is we like to say it's the 20-ish year, because if it hadn't been for COVID,
Yes.
this would have been the 20th year. But in 2020, we did the responsible thing and we did not have the event. So next year will be officially 20 years of 7-day films.
Awesome.
But this
Congratulations.
is the 20-ish year of
20-ish year.
7-day been
Okay.
around. And yeah, that's a lot of films. I can't really, I said earlier, I'm not great at math, but I mean, with an average of about 30 films over the course of those 20 years, if you do the math on that, 30 times 20, that's 600 films that have been made in 7 days that are all filmed in the coastal bend. That's part of the rules. You have to film
Here,
in the coastal
yes.
bend. And that's, I mean,
So people get literally 7 days to create a film
Yes.
from the ground up.
Yes.
Finished product in 7 days.
yes.
And
yes.
can you do that with a cell phone?
Yes, 100%. And in fact, we've added another event just called the Cell Phone Project, which you're required to only shoot on your cell phone. The whole point of 7 Day was to kind of like build a film community at first. That was kind of like our initial goal. There had been a film festival called Edgeworks that had been around, but it wasn't consistently happening every year.
Okay.
And the co-founder and I kind of met one day, and there was this thing called the 48-Hour Film Project, which is a film race. Same concept. You get a prop, you get an element, you get a prop, you get a character, and you get a line of dialogue. They have to be included in your film. You say, ready, set, go. And then you have to turn that film in exactly 7 days, right?
Okay.
And then everybody does it different. We always wanted to do the screening in one single day, a button-a-thon, if you will,
Right.
of local movies made, and then an award ceremony immediately following.
Right.
So we did that, and now after 20 years, it's a lot of films.
Well, I have to give a shout out to my cousin, AJ Heraclio Gonzalez. He's him and his team are a big part of that.
I did not know that
Yes,
he's
my first cousin.
I love the Bridge Burner films
Yes.
so much.
He is so extremely talented. One of the most talented people
He does
our
original
family.
music for those films. He is.
No,
I had
he's
no
amazing.
idea. I
Yeah.
love their films.
Yes. And he loves this project.
Oh,
he loves
they come
coming.
down from Austin to do it every summer, and it's just like, and it's one of those things where I can't wait to like pop their film in, right? Because
Yeah.
I just want to see what they did. They did one, Valario, It Means Wake. That was not last year's. Last year's was great too, but the one before, it really it moved me in a lot of ways. But they make. They did one called The Dazzling Dancersons that is just so freaking hilarious.
Again.
And all of them are on our YouTube channel, Corpus Christi 7 Day Film Project. You can check them out. I had no idea.
Yes.
That makes me so
Again,
excited.
he's way more talented than me.
That is not true. That is not true.
We're so glad to have that kind of talent in the family. So this is actually coming up, the film project.
Yes. So we always kick it off every year with the cast and crew call. So this was designed originally for people to, if you want to lead a team, but you don't know a lot of people, or you want to have some actors and you don't know a lot of actors, the team leader reserves a table, and then people who want to join a team sign up. And so it's kind of like a speed dating thing, but not timed. Like you just it's a mixer, and team leaders wear a blue tag, and people who want to join a team wear a red tag. Wow. And they just kind of connect and meet. That's how it originally started.
That's a great artistic space. I can just imagine the ideas coming out of that.
And then now we open it up to anybody. Like if you're doing a film project and you are looking for crew, or you're looking for actors, sign up for a table at the cast and crew call. We'll give you space so that even if you're not making a 7-day film, you have an opportunity to engage directly with people who are looking to want to be a part of this larger film community. I think this year we're going to have the Corpus Christi Film Commission set up a booth, so that way that they are able to build up their production directory, where my friend Lydia Garza, who is also a Del Mar alum,
Yes.
she's got a casting agency.
Yes. Based out of
think
Corpus, correct?
Yes. I think she's going to have, hopefully she's going to have a table there too. So even if you just want the ability to introduce yourself to a casting agency and maybe be a part of their roster to get paid to be in local in commercial shoots and stuff, she'll be here. She'll be there, and she'll have access to.
And this is where and when?
Thank you for keeping it back on track. June 17th at 6:00 at House of Rock that's the cast and crew call, and then the kickoff is July 8th. At House of Rock, and that's wherever you sign up, you register.
Okay.
After everybody registers, we announce the elements. We do an essential element line, an essential element prop, an essential element character. And what we do different than other film races is we have a fourth element.
Okay.
The fourth element is usually designed to kind of encourage people to structure their film with like themes or something to think about to ground it, just to kind of help with storytelling and story building.
I really hope people out there are really feeling the importance and the care of this project and how important it is to not just our community, but to the art space. This is really great. I love that this is a Corpus Christi thing, and I love that you have really been passionate about this. And I know it takes a lot of work on your part, but it also takes a lot of volunteers. So are you always looking for people to help, or how does that work?
You know, anybody can volunteer. I would so much rather, if people would like to be a part of it, try to volunteer on a film crew.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like arrogant or anything, but we got it down to a pretty well-oiled machine, and we know. And like when I do a call out for volunteers, it's very easy for me to find them. So I don't want to say no,
right. This is a
don't
fun. Yeah. This is a fun space. This is easy for people to come.
Yeah. So like, if you want to volunteer, totally reach out to us. Ask about how you volunteer. But if you are interested in being connected or a part of the film community, come to the cast and crew call and volunteer on somebody's team. Right? Like,
That's
spend
a
your
great
time
idea.
learning
Mike,
how to be a
let's do
part
it.
of this project, because
I'd like to be the heavy.
It's fun. You meet new people, and it just only strengthens our film community. Also, I would like to encourage, even if you are not interested in making film, come to the screening on September 6th. The only way that we actually really can grow our local film community is if the film community isn't the only one showing up.
Right. It's got to be the community to endorse and support.
Should come and be like amazed. And I think Rob can attest to this too. We have so many talented, creative, great storytellers in this city. In addition, and they tell it through the story of film, and they're missing out whenever they don't go to Film Up, when they don't go to the 7-day screening or any other film event that's happening.
And that is September 6th. Am I reading that correctly? So I didn't
Yes.
have my glasses on.
Location to be determined.
TBD,
and we'll just
September 6th.
Leave that one alone.
Last question.
Yes.
Who is an actor out there that you have great admiration for?
Like famous actor or local actor?
Ooh. Whichever.
Let's go for famous first.
Okay.
This
is
one person.
People drag you for these.
This is Mike B's question, by the way. It's his fault.
Okay, so I unapologetically love Jennifer Lawrence. I unapologetically love her. She's spent
so
a lot
real.
of time being a mess. She spent a lot of time, but my God, she is such a fantastic actor. Like, she leaps off the stage to me. I love her.
I agree.
So much.
She's amazing.
What was the name of the actress that was in One Battle After the Other? She was nominated for, or did she win the Academy Award?
That I don't know. Does anybody know?
Rob, do you know?
I
who I'm
can't
talking about?
recall. No.
I'm excited to look out for what her career is. But yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, Charlize Theron.
And local. How about local?
Oh gosh, man, now that'll really get me dragged if I don't mention certain people. There's so many. Can I just say there are a lot of fantastic local actors?
I think we'll end with that so she doesn't get bleeping dragged through the mud for somebody
my life
not.
is bananas hard enough. I'm out here banana-ing all the time, and I have no more bananas to give.
No more bananas to give. And with that, Heidi, thank you so much.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
So
Thanks
nice to
for
see you.
joining the studio this morning.
Thanks
to our
for
Coastal
inviting
Bend
me.
audience out there, we hope you make it to CC7D and have a really great day out there in the Coastal Bend.
This is Viking Radio. This show is a production of Del Mar College.